is my outfit of the day.
Essay season. Always stressful, and always more stressful than you think this time will be. Every time I tell myself that it will be different, that I won't get as stressed, but maybe that's just the inevitable consequence when it's something you care about deeply. And I do care deeply about the essays I'm working on here.
Hello, it's Ruby. I just realised I haven't actually said hello to the camera yet. I've just got myself some toast and I am going to do some more work. In today's video, I'm going to be just library hopping, cafe hopping as well, and going to a load of different locations in Oxford. But there's something I need to do on my computer. So I go through my essays and I add in comments, and they're kind of directions for further research where I think, oh, I really need to research XYZ. But I always find it easier to go through those comments when I'm on like a big computer. Like it's easier with a bigger screen. So I'm gonna do a little bit of that work now, and then in about like 45 minutes, I'll head out to another study location. Okay, I'm gonna head out again now. I'm gonna go to the Bodleian libraries. Probably just stay there for an hour. As I say, I'm planning on hopping around quite a lot today. My focus isn't fantastic, hasn't been fantastic yesterday and today. And when I'm having days like that, it really helps me to just move my location frequently, to kind of keep my brain fresh. I don't know. I think it's because I'm doing my really granular edits at the moment of the essays, and it's not hugely, there's not much new stuff that I'm looking at, and it's quite repetitive, and there's nothing really that new in the material, so I get the newness from changing location instead. So we're gonna go to the Bodleian libraries, which are beautiful, and I also haven't been for ages because during term time, it's really, really busy in those libraries, and I prefer emptier libraries. So during term time, I tend to go to like smaller libraries. Okay, let's go. I'm also gonna get another coffee on the way, which is probably bad, but I'm just so tired. Tell me it's essay season without telling me it's essay season. I feel like I look like a who every single time I do my hair in a bun.
It's funny because at first I actually wasn't super excited about one of these topics. I chose it because just from a practical standpoint, I thought it was something that more research was needed on. But the more I learnt, the deeper I dove and the more important it became. It's funny that how sometimes something just needs a little depth to become interesting. It's easy to be disinterested by things from their exteriors, from their dust jackets. But when you learn enough, when you go far enough, it becomes impossible not to find it interesting. It's what makes research tangents possible. Just while I'm working in the Bodleian library, I want to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, which is NordVPN, because whenever I am studying out of the house, whenever I'm in a library or a cafe, I will change my VPN address because it helps to keep your data more secure. When you're using a public Wi-Fi network, there is the threat that somebody could access your data, that you could be subject to a cybersecurity attack, and changing your VPN address is a way to minimize that threat. And I use NordVPN, which is incredibly easy to use. It's the fastest VPN server that is available, and
you can change your location to anywhere in the world using this map. So you can just click on any country and then your VPN address will change to there. So I have the app on my iPad, I've also got it on my computer, and it means that I can change my VPN on either of these when I'm out and about. So if you do want to try NordVPN, then you can use my link nordvpn.com/Ruby, which can get you an extra 4 months on the 2-year plan, and they've also got a 30-day money back guarantee, so if you start using it and then you decide it's not for you, you can very easily get your money back. So anyway, thank you so much NordVPN for sponsoring today's video, and I am going to go ahead and use NordVPN for the rest of this video as I go between multiple libraries.
One night when the lawn was a golden green, and the marble moonlit trees rose like fresh memorials in the scented air, and the whole countryside pulsed with the chirr and murmur of insects, I lay in the grass, feeling the great distances open above me, and wondered, what would I become, and where would I find myself? And though I barely existed, I felt for an instant that the vast, star-cluttered sky was mine, and I heard my name as if for the first time, heard it in the way one hears the wind or the rain, but faint and far off, as though it belonged not to me, but to the silence from which it had come, and to which it would go.
Quarter to 3 and I came back to my room for about an hour to do some admin. I had lunch, and I'm now going to head back out. I'm going to go to my college library next. I really like my college library because it feels cozy and it's never that busy, especially during like when it's not during term time, like at the moment. So my plan is to go through, like, I did some critical reading this morning and I want to add it into, like, there are about like 4 sections in the essay that I just want to kind of weave this criticism in because it's a good background thing to have in the essay. It's so central, and I wish I'd read it before writing my first draft, but I didn't, so I'm just going to add it in now. It feels like ages since I vlogged, and I feel like I'm really out of the habit of it, and it feels really weird to talk to camera. Yeah, if I'm completely honest, I just really haven't felt up to filming. I've been busy with university, like I've got quite a few deadlines coming up, as I say. I've got 2 essays due next week, which is really stressful because they're both worth a lot of my final grade, and I do need to do well on them. But also I've just felt quite anxious recently, and the idea of filming has just made me feel more anxious. So I just haven't been able to bring myself to pick up a camera and vlog. But yesterday I kind of just decided to myself I was going to try it, and I still don't entirely know whether I'm going to like film to the end of today, because at the moment I'm feeling okay, but I keep on having these moments where suddenly I think, oh, I don't want to film. So we'll see. I'm telling you this because I want to stress that everyone has periods like this, and that it is okay to have periods like this, even though it might not feel okay, like even though it doesn't feel good. It doesn't mean that it's not okay to feel like that. But I'm hoping that I will get more excited about filming content, feel more comfortable feeling content soon. Maybe when term is over and things are just a bit less stressful academically, I'll be able to like change my headspace a bit more around filming YouTube videos. But that, just to explain, that's why I haven't posted in quite a long time. Nothing's happened, it's literally just my headspace hasn't been as good. So, but I'm taking steps to look after my mental health, of course. So I'm trying to go outside and go on walks at least every other day. I'm also taking time for meditation still. I've fallen out the habit of yoga, which I think would be a really good thing to like implement again. And I'm also trying to read properly every night before bed, because again, I fell out of the habit of doing that. And I think it's useful to have your non-negotiables, like a list of things that you know you kind of need to do in order to keep your mental health in a good space. And I haven't actually made a conscious list of that, but I might do that today, having given that advice, because there are definitely things that I like fall back on, and I know I can almost predict that I'm not going to have a good day if I don't do those things. And obviously the most important thing you can do for productivity is having a good headspace and feeling in a good place, and being well rested. All of those things are going to have the biggest effect on how well you're able to focus, how much you're able to put into your work, how much you're going to enjoy your work as well, because enjoyment is one of the biggest aspects of productivity. But I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to go to the library to do some work. And I'm also going to take off this giant cardigan because it doesn't fit under my coat. That really awful feeling when you're like wearing a really thick jumper under a coat, and it just, I hate that feeling so much. So this cardigan, I literally only wear in my room.
So yes, in total it ended up being 5 weeks without posting, which isn't that long really. Like in the grand scheme of things, 5 weeks isn't a long time, but it's the longest that I've ever gone without posting on YouTube, aside from when I did my GCSEs and I made a very conscious decision that I was going to take 2 months off beforehand. I kept on just saying to myself, I'll film something next week, and I really was procrastinating it. But it's because I was feeling anxious about posting. I just couldn't bring myself to do it, which is odd because that's not something I've really had with YouTube before. If you're feeling overburdened at the moment, if you're incredibly busy, prioritizing is so key, like so important, and that might mean taking a step back from something which is also important to you, something you do also enjoy, something you do want to make the time for, but we can't always make the time for everything, and sometimes that means making hard decisions about what you have to take a step back from. So if you're feeling overwhelmed at the moment, if you're feeling like there's a lot, then I would encourage you to think about what might need to change and short-term changes that you might be able to make in order to just look after yourself and make sure that you can do other things to the best of your ability.
3, 2, 1.
When I left the library, the moon was hidden, the stars too, and there were hazy ochre lamps between the alleyways, music, piano from somewhere close by, and the smell of rain, damp and promising, though I didn't yet need my umbrella. My eyes were tired, and my feet cold from sitting down for too long, so I went to the supermarket to buy dinner for a break, a packet of carrots, 1 brown onion, a bulb of garlic. It was an odd array to bring to the Radcliffe camera, and I wondered how many other students had carrots in their bags as I reread my second essay for errors. A few comments, some bits to research, an essay I really should cite there. I only stayed for an hour because my eyes were still tired and I went back to the kitchen to cook. Something warm. I wanted something warm. I've barely cooked this term, but I was really fancying pasta, so I made it, a pot of pasta, in silence, listening to just the sound of the onions. moments of stillness like this are especially important when you're stressed.
I'm now going to do some referencing. I actually started using Zotero for the first time for this essay. I've never used like a citation assistant app before, but we've actually been recommended it by the university, or at least by like PhD students, and so many people have recommended it. Like I hear so many people talking about it, so I wanted to give it a go, and it's been so helpful. I've just saved everything as I've been doing the essay. There are some essays though that I am using that I already had notes on, like I'd read them before I got Zotero, so I need to go through and find those and add those to the, what do I even call it? To my Zotero page for the essay. This is what it's looking like so far, but I know that this isn't everything, so I need to find the other essays and add these in. So that's like my main task. I'm going to go through the essay like paragraph by paragraph and just make sure that everyone I'm citing is like in the Zotero, so that then I can easily transfer the entire thing into like a works cited document, which would be so useful, and so like it would save me so much time if it works well. So I'm really hoping that my fingers are crossed that it's gonna work.
I'm terrible at signing off videos. I'm so sorry. I never actually said goodbye, but as you can see, I'm home. I'm editing this like 10 days after I filmed it. It's also raining outside. It was really sunny this morning and now it's pouring with rain, and that just makes me so happy. I think I might go outside in the rain as soon as I finish this. Just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for bearing with me on not uploading for such a long time, and thank you again to NordVPN for sponsoring today's video. I just hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and more than just a productive week.